Alright, how's it going, guys? Got a bit of a niche video for you today, but it's a problem I've run into with my car, and hopefully other people who have this problem will be able to find it. Check the chapters on this video if you want to jump around, but I'll provide a little background on the problem that I've been having so that you can understand if it's related to your problem. So with wireless Android Auto, over time it'll develop this problem where intermittently it'll cut out the audio, and then from that point on it'll be delayed. Oftentimes it'll get to the point where it cuts out multiple times throughout a drive, and especially on a long one, that can add up to a really significant delay. I've had it delay as far as a minute, or over a minute rather, after a 40-ish minute drive, which is horrendously bad. Fortunately, I found the solution to that and the cause of the problem, which is uptime on the stereo or the head unit. So this is in a 2021 Honda Accord, so it'll probably apply to other Accords, maybe to some other vehicles, who knows. So the head unit on this car is actually running Android, so you can just go into settings and find the uptime. Should be under about, status, uptime. So it's been up for 770 hours, because when the vehicle is off, it doesn't turn off the head unit, it just goes into a low power mode. That way when you start up the car, it can be available pretty quickly. So the thing that we want to do is we want to force it to reboot, which will cause it to perform significantly better. So how you do that, I'll put it on screen if you want to follow those instructions, but if you want a little more assistance in figuring out the procedure, I'll walk you through it. So you'll need to start with the ignition off. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to start up the car, and then you're going to shift into reverse. You're going to notice there's no buttons there. You're going to shift out of reverse, and we're going to check if it worked. It did not work that time. So I think shifting out of reverse, I think I got the timing off. So let's try it again. It's a bit of trial and error. Start up. Shift to reverse, wait a couple seconds. Now let's try shifting out. I suspect it worked. Yeah. So the OK button is grayed out and you can't interact with it, which indicates that you've successfully restarted the head unit. Once it goes clear, then it's ready to use. You will notice for the first little while after it has started up, performance is going to be worse than usual, so just be aware of that. Give it a couple minutes before you make any judgments on how the performance is. And we can confirm, well, okay. We'll wait for it to connect in case it auto starts my music, so that we can pause that. Okay, it's staying paused. So the other thing that we can do to verify that it restarted is we can go into settings, check the uptime again. So system, about, status, uptime. 1 minute. Boom, we've done it. So I've noticed that after about a month or so of driving is when the delay starts to become pretty noticeable. It, I think, starts to come up after about like 2 weeks, but for the first little while it's pretty minor. If you leave it for multiple months, that's when it gets really bad. So you just kind of have to do that every now and again on this car, I guess. Anyway, so that's the procedure. Hopefully it is helpful to you. I'm really curious. Hop down in the comments and let me know if you've had this problem, what your car and phone and whatnot is. I'm curious if this applies to like iPhones, if it applies to any other Hondas, if it applies to any other brands of cars. Obviously this trick to restart the head unit isn't going to work on a whole lot of other vehicles. It's probably going to be limited to the Accord. But if you can find other ways to restart the head units on other cars that have this problem, that should help quite a bit. So that's it from me. Go drink some water and have a good one. I'll talk at you in the next one. My water wasn't ready.